then the second one in Spanish, and then the third one, and then this one in English, because basically it is cheaper here in Costa Rica. And oh, actually, let me show you. So I received my Christmas present. My Christmas present. Like I bought it for me. So I was in this like mental dilemma. Like, should I buy a Kindle or should I keep reading books physically? Well, never mind. I bought it. And well, I was checking the books basically that are here on Kindle, like Amazon Kindle or whatever. I don't quite understand it yet, but I'm working on it. So, yes, if reading in English physically is cheaper, this it is way, way cheaper. But yes, like I saw this exact book like in $5. It is insane. So yes, and well, I bought this and this also. It is very basic, but apparently here in Costa Rica there is like nobody that sells accessories. So yes, if you're hearing like something snorts or snorting, sorry, this beauty, and well, the other beauty here. So yes, well, let's start reading. Just to let you know, it is like romance, but there are some erotic parts that I don't know why should read this. I don't mind. I don't care. Actually, I don't care. I'm going to read like, let's see. Okay. It has like two pages till the other chapter. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Maybe he needed that information to track down my stalker. Maybe he wanted to make sure no one in my life was a serial killer. Maybe, maybe. I was grasping at straws, but all I could think about was Christian sitting at his desk, picking through my life with the ease of someone typing in a Google search. Even if he wasn't my stalker, he crossed many of the same boundaries, stepped over many of the same lines. The urge to vomit rose again. I already thrown up all the contents in my stomach, so I could only try heaving to the toilet. I have to get out of here. because, well, I haven't read that yet. Well, I haven't read this part yet, and I'm intrigued. I want you to be as intrigued as I am. So, yes, keep watching, please. Let me just get more comfortable. I'm going to mute this. Sorry, I have been sick all these past 4 weeks, actually. To be, yeah, to be honest, like 4 weeks, 3 weeks and a half. Yeah, okay. Okay, now it is chapter 41. Christian. The books are like each chapter has a name, basically. The name of the bear. So this book, it is Stella and Christian. So now it is the turn of our perspective of Christian of the story. Yeah. So let's keep going. The stalker went underground again during our trip to Italy. As suspected, that was what I wanted. I needed him out of the way while I sorted out the mess in my company. Alex hadn't reported anything suspicious while I've been gone, but instinct told me the stalker was planning something bigger than a few measly notes and wanted to fly under the radar until he could bring to the fruition. His note to me had likely been a slip-up, an eager induced mistake that compelled him to prove he wasn't scared of me and that he wasn't going away. However, I needed to flush out the traitor first before I could deal with him effectively. Harbor security and a poker tournament was coming up in a few weeks. It was the one time of the year when almost every employee could gather in one place for a night of fun and relaxation. The only people who couldn't make it were those on long-term jobs, but my suspects would be there. I'd make sure of it. I loosened my tie as I took the elevator up to my apartment. Okay, so now he's taking the elevator to his apartment. His suite. How it is called. I don't know. I don't know how it is called, but like the last. Never mind. Never mind. So he's going to find Stella's note, and well, let's see how he reacts to it. Work was a goddamn shit show these days, and my nights with Stella were the only things keeping me sane. Not for long, Christian. Not for long. I love you. My heart thrummed at the memory. It'd been a week since Stella turned my world upside down, and I was still reeling from the impact. I kept telling myself I didn't believe in love, that what I felt for her space she was in. That presence was gone, replaced with the limited sense of disinfectant. Lena wasn't scheduled to come in today, so Stella must have been the one who cleaned. She only did that when she was particularly stressed. And how would you know that, Christian? Because you have been spying on her like a freak. I don't know. Man, man. I quickened my steps and checked her favorite rooms. She wasn't in the library, bedroom, or kitchen, nor was she on the rooftop where she usually did yoga. I didn't have any messages from her, and she didn't pick up when I called. Estella, I call out. My voice sounded calm despite my rising panic. No answer. She's fine. She probably stepped out for fresh air or a snack. If something was wrong, Brooke would have contacted me. So Brooke is like, I forgot. I'm tired. Sorry. Christ, why is it so fucking hot in here? But you do, please be kind to me. I pushed the sleeves of my shirt up. The air conditioning was on full blast. Yes, I was burning up. The double back to the living room, but saw something that gave me pause along the way. My office door was open. I always close it before I left for work, and Estella never went in there except to take care of my plants. Even then, she closed the door on her way out. I pulled my gun from my waistband and kept it in hand as I stepped into the office. Cold foreboding splashed the back of my neck. The first thing I noticed was the smell talk to her. I don't know who are you talking about. My back teeth clench. Stella. Ava's hand tightened around doorknob. She stopped scrolling in the entrance, barring me from entering. She's not here. That I know she's here. I ditched the softer approach. Step aside, Ava, or I'll. Careful how you finish that sentence, Harper. That's my man. Well, Ava's man, but my man also. Alex appeared beside his fiancée. His eyes like chips of jade. Color's eyes as moved over my this evil appearance. Loosened tie, no jacket. A rumble from the number of times I ran my fingers through it in frustration. It was the most unkempt I looked since I hit damn puberty, but I didn't care. I only care about one thing, and that was seeing Stella. My jaw flicks. I am not leaving until I see her. I glare at Alex, who stared back with a poor expression. He didn't give two about other people's drama unless it directly involved Ava, but he knew how stubborn I was. I meant what I said. I camped out in the damn hallway until I could talk to Stella. I just needed to explain. She would understand. She had to. Alex flicked a glance at Ava, who shook her head. No way. You heard what he did. She stopped, obviously realizing she messed up because she said that, but Stella wasn't there. The confirmation that Stella was inside renewed my fire. Estella, I shouted. Desperation and something heavier, more foreign, settling my chest. Fear. Not fear that Stella was in physical danger, but fear that I might not see her, that I lose her forever. Just let me talk to you. I didn't even know if she could hear me, but I had to try. I go away. Ava pushed against my chest. For someone for someone so small, she was surprisingly strong. She doesn't want to see you. Guys, it's fine. We all froze at the sound of Stella's voice. My eyes searched over Alex's shoulder until they found her. She stood in the middle of the living room, her face pale. She didn't look at me as she spoke to Eva. Let him in. But Estelle, what if he... I just want to get this over with. Stella said, he wouldn't do anything when you guys are right here. A land of pain speared through my heart. I would never hurt